My next prop here is a little hard to see. It's a shower head, okay? It's one of those energy efficient ones, all right? Those water conservation shower heads. And this represents the third major thirst that we humans have, which is the thirst to be cleansed. We thirst to be clean. When I was in high school, I landed this incredible job. I made $10.05 an hour. And that was 24 years ago, and I remember my wage down to the last penny, which shows you how Dutch I am. And there was a reason that I made such a good wage back in 1984 or whatever it was. In fact, there were two reasons. The first reason was that I worked graveyard. So I worked, basically I went to work about 11:30 on Friday night, started work at midnight and worked till 8 a.m. So after 5 days of school, I had to do this graveyard shift. So all my friends could just let loose on Friday night and I had to be responsible. Not that I didn't want to be responsible. Anyway, okay, second reason is the job sucked. Or rather, it blew. And I'm going to have to explain that, I know. I worked cleanup in a particle board plant in British Columbia. And particle board is wood that's made from wood shavings that are left over from lumber mills. And they get the wood shavings and they combine it with resin, which is a kind of glue, and they put it into a mold, and then this heated press comes and heats it up and puts pressure on it, and voila, you've got wood, all right? And they would shut the press down a few hours before we came in, but our job was to clean up. And so we'd come to work, me and a few other high school students, and we'd suit up. And this is what we had to do. We had to put a particle mask on. We usually had to change our particle mask once a night because of sweat and other stuff. And we had to wear safety goggles and earplugs and a safety harness. And then we would grab these hoses and a pipe, and we would climb a series of ladders to get 50 feet up or so to the top of this plant, and we would clip our harness onto these safety wires, and we would plug our hose in and put the pipe on the end, and it was a high pressure hose, and we would walk along the top of the equipment, and we would have to blow all the sawdust that had combined on the equipment over the course of the week. And then we have to go down the next level and the next level until all the sawdust was on the ground floor. And then we get these huge panel boards, particle boards, and we would push the stuff to this vacuum type machine that would suck it up and it would recycle it and make more particle board so my boss could make more money. All right? And by the end of the shift, no matter what you wore, you had sawdust everywhere. And I won't go into details. And one of the things, the grossest part of the job was cleaning the press. We had to go into this press, and even when it was elevated, it was maybe 5 feet, so we'd be hunched over with high pressure hoses, and it was like so hot that we had a boot allowance. Our work boots would wear out every 6 months because the heat would melt the soles off the boots. All right, so it's plus 40 degrees Celsius, and you're in this dark thing that's cooking hot, and you're bent over, and you're blowing out these boxes, and the sawdust is coming back in your face. Your goggles are steaming up. Every time you move your neck, you got this scratchy feeling because of all the sawdust and wood chips on you. It wasn't a very good job. And by the end of the shift, the only thing I could think about was rushing home to take a shower. I didn't care how tired I was. I could have been up since 6 a.m. on Friday morning, and it was now 9 a.m. on Saturday. First thing, take a shower to get the junk off. You and I were built by God to want to be physically clean. But there's something else that we long for. We long to get rid of the moral dirt that accumulates through the course of our lives, through our wrongdoings and our sins. And you know what I'm talking about. You said something awful, something that you regret. You've done something terrible to someone you love. You've acted in a way that hurt someone deeply. And you think, oh my goodness, what have I done? And you feel morally dirty. You wish that you could take a shower and just wash off the moral dirt as simply as we can wash off physical dirt. But you know, and I know, that it's a little more complicated than that. In fact, it's a lot more complicated. And it's still more complicated when you come to church and you realize, man, I still foul up. I go to church and I still foul up. And then I come to church feeling this way. It's a couple-minute video I want you to watch. See if you can relate to the people that are interviewed in this. Check it out.